one difficult concept that you have to follow is software comes in two formats. There's the source code, the if-then statements and go-to statements that the engineers write in. It's actually a form of language. Software is referred to writing software. So you write the software as source code. You then run it through a piece of technology called a compiler. And I'm not going to bore you with what a compiler does other than it's a really complicated piece of technology. Out the other end comes the ones and the zeros that your computer can actually understand. Those are called binaries. And the traditional software industry only distributes the binaries. They never let you see the source code. And you can't, your computer runs the binaries, but as a human being, you can't modify the binaries. You don't know what they mean. They're just ones and zeros. The way we think of it, as in the early days, Red Hat, like buying a car. Can you imagine buying a car with the hood locked shut, and or the bonnet, in British terms, locked shut, and the dealer was allowed to keep the only key to get access to your engine? That's the traditional proprietary software business. So that if there's a rattle in your engine, you have to take it back to the dealer. And if the dealer insists that that rattle is not really a rattle, it's not a bug, it's a feature, you have to learn to put up with the rattle because he's got the only key. So open source software is simply the reverse of that. When you buy a car with open source engine in it, you get the key to open the hood. And if that rattle is something serious, you can take it back to the dealer to get it fixed, or you can take it to one of 10,000 other dealers who, because they have source code, the if, then, and goes to statements, and they have a license that allows them to modify it, suddenly they've got control over the car. The control of the machinery does not remain with the vendor. So to a certain extent, open source isn't that revolutionary. We're really just taking the publishing industry, dragging it, kicking and screaming into the 21st century.